Check out this guy. How are we gonna do this? This is just nothing but outtakes right here. Kind of like this angle. That's terrible special effects though, right? It's gonna make everybody dizzy.
Let's come over here. See if I can't find a place to sit. Is this thing on? Can you even see my face? Not really, because it's honest. Come to Jay's vlog. All outtakes, all the time. Oh, it's not working. Let's try this. Look, I'm going to use all of this footage. Now my camera's going to tell you about this.
Great story. Is this thing working? My phone is so mad at me right now. I don't know why. So, first thing you do after you set up a camera like this, especially if you're using an 8-foot-long stick for... Oh, did we actually do it? This thing is so ate up. I think it's kind of a riot. I'm going to leave every moment of this in. Okay. Get on with it. So yeah, I got an 8-foot stick. Using it as my boom. So I was thinking I could do some wacky shit with it. You know, like this. Oh, did I just lose connection? This is horrible. Okay. Let's get into the blog. First of all, my dog's tangled around a tree and he's shivering. It's not a good place for a log. Dude, you okay? Or are you just upset? I think you might be upset. So, I'm at the site of an old bridge. It's gone now. And I'm going to have to deal with this pup because he's a little bit upset. Jump, stop. Wait. Stay. He's trying to follow me around the tree. There. Now you're entangled. Let's see if we can get this thing back together. Longest content-free vlog ever. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with this. Okay. Humans have superpowers. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. We have something like 86 billion, 86 trillion. Guess I should have done more homework. We got a lot of neurons in our heads. Those neurons have tens of thousands of connections each. Well, the more connections you have to an idea, the more firmly planted in your mind that idea is. And every time you do something that reinforces that idea, it makes more connections. And this is very common information. We refer to it in yoga as making space or holding space. Mindfulness, intention, focus. Chumba, do not go in the water, dude. It's freaking cold and you're little. You'll be so cold. Trouble pup is troublesome. Oh, you want to get up? Oh gosh, he's cold. All right, we got to deal with this. Vlogger, no. I don't like having my pup cold. Come here. Come here. Up in. Oh, you're stuck. Fine. I see. Just give me a minute. I didn't know I had buttons. Button. Come here. Come here. All right. We'll do it like this. Really like you'd be able to see my face. How's that? That's how we shall go. So, you've got all these billions of connections in your head, and the more you do stuff, the more it reinforces those connections. The more you reinforce those connections, the more of those connections you have, like the more your brain just runs on that. Like, I need my coffee every morning, for example, or professional athlete who's thrown a thousand, 100,000 pitches. He's a great pitcher. Whatever, however you want to put it, right? When you want to have a skill, you practice the skill. And what's happening is you're training your brain to have neurological connections, like physical connections to the ideas and the circumstances surrounding that skill. So enter into things like books about thinking positively, or Think and Grow Rich. There's a lot of truth to this idea that you can think your way out of situations. You can... I'm not suggesting that this is an alternative for mental illness, first of all. What I'm talking about is something completely different. What I'm talking about is how we manifest our destiny by our thoughts. And we can not, we don't trick, we train our brain to do certain things. And I'll give you an example. Gosh, I feel like this video is coming out terribly, and I'm going to post it anyway. I'm going to be teaching class in a studio for strangers on February 5th. And today I settled on the idea that it's going to be great. That no matter what happens, it's going to be a success. I have worked through a couple of instances, and it doesn't... I've stopped using the language, it's a new class, or I'm teaching my first class. Like, that's all gone. I've filed all those edges down by intentionally not using that language. I feel great about it. The more I think about teaching in that context, the better I feel. It's a remarkable feeling. You're cold and you're squirmy. I'm not letting you up. You just sit here for a minute. This morning I felt really depleted, and I started thinking to myself, what if I do my sun salutations with deep mindfulness and meditation instead of vigorously, like something that I do in the morning? Like, there's all kinds of things like yin yoga, restorative yoga. I haven't done any of those classes. I'm not certified. But I know the notion exists of particular restorative movements, and I know that we are what we think. So I went from thinking of this outdoor thing like it's vigorous and it's taxing, and I started thinking of it as, well, first I went and said, what if I did all of these other things? And then I changed my mind and I said, I'm going to think of this as restorative and mindful and meditative. And then I said, I am. I felt great after the class. I don't believe that this is necessarily new information, but I got one more trick up my sleeve. And ready for this? There's meta connections. Think about it for a minute. If our actions and our person and our being and the essence of us as a whole bunch of different neurological, one aspect of it is billions of neurological connections in our mind forged because of deep thought and expression and consideration and practice, what if we start thinking all the time about building new connections in our minds? Like, we can meta our own connections, I think. I'm not a doctor, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's another idea. It's just another idea. It's just another piece of behavior. And the more we do that, the better we get at rewriting. Right? That's how it works. The more times you do a thing, the more it cements it into your mind, the more accessible it becomes as a skill. And I believe that I've experienced it firsthand because I've changed the words that I use when I talk to myself. And it's taken great effort to do that because you have a lot of words that you use in a lot of contexts and you have to find them all, and you only find them when you use them in ways that are negative. So you have to keep looking. But once you find them and you cut them out, then it's easier to find it again. And then it's easier to find it again. And then you find you're not doing it anymore. But then you're not doing it anymore for that word, so you find another word that you're doing it for. I would like to ramble on about this for a lot longer. It started to snow. Despite being in my coat, my dog is shivering. I think he's shivering with excitement because there is a beast over there. But he's also short-furred, and I don't want to keep him out here any longer. So I'm going to bring him in. Oh, there's definitely a beast. Snickety snack. I'm not going to keep him out here any longer. Plus, this video is plenty long as it is. What with my expert camera work. I'm going to talk more about this in the future, and I encourage you to go look it up because this is good stuff. This is our superpower as humans, and it is life-altering. Thanks for listening. Take care.